Live at Rexall Place in Edmonton, the Rush look to make history, becoming the first team ever in the regular season to start the year 9-0. The opponent, the very dangerous Vancouver Stealth. Tonight, the NLL on the Lacrosse Network. Good evening, lacrosse fans. Jason Gregor along with Kevin Howard live at Rexall Place in Edmonton. The Rush in some very special blue jerseys tonight, looking to make history to start the season 9-0. And the Vancouver Stealth, the only team who's really dominated the Rush at any point this season, Kevin. They led 7-1 earlier this season in Langley, only to see the Rush come back and win that game 9-8. And Edmonton is well aware of the dangerous Vancouver team, especially their netminder.
And now looking back on that game, it was a great character builder. It shows that this Edmonton Rush team can overcome a little adversity. Down 7-1, had a goaltending change. They managed to come back and, like you said, finish that game 9-8.
Tyler Richards was outstanding early in that game for Vancouver, and he will need to be again tonight as the Rush come in the best defensive team in the league and one of the best offensive teams in the league. They're led defensively, Kevin, by Rubish, Corbeil, Mitski, Dilks, and that great supporting cast of their defense. How do they shut down Reese Dutch, who comes in with 50 points?
Well, they just stick to the plan that's been working for them all season, and it's not one or two guys. I mean, they do have some phenomenal talents, but it's everybody buying into the system and everyone playing so well. You know, there doesn't seem to be any missed slides or any real breakdowns. So if they just stick to the system that's in place, they're going to have continued success. Reese Dutch, a very explosive scorer, and of course you take a look at up and down the lineup here for this Vancouver team. You have Tyler Digby, who's very dangerous, a very big body on that left side. An offensive righty, 6'3", 230, so they'll have his hands full with him as well.
Well, tonight we have four of the top five leading rookie scorers. You have, of course, Digby, Lowen Church, and Bremner as we go to the anthem.
Hatred, love, in all our sons' command, with glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for
An extra special night in Edmonton. The 16 members of the most famous cheer team in the world, the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders, here to perform. It's probably the earliest I've ever seen Howard in the broadcast booth tonight for that.
I was in my seat nice and early. A very talented group in many ways out on the field, and they did a little number for Thunderstruck AC/DC, and I am fired up for this one.
One big lineup change tonight for Vancouver. Lewis Ratcliffe, one of the most dangerous scorers in NLL history, not in the lineup tonight for Vancouver. That's a big loss. He comes in as their fourth leading scorer with 30 points. So look for Smith, Digby, and Reese Dutch to have to pick up the slack. Meanwhile, the Edmonton Rush continue with basically the lineup they've gone with all season long. Adrian Sorchetti, the rookie, and Alex Turner, the two healthy scratches for the Edmonton Rush. They really had no reason to change the lineup when you're 8-0. Starting goaltenders tonight for the Vancouver Stealth. Tyler Richards comes in with a record of 3-6 and 11.72 goals against average and a .77 save percentage. Aaron Bold comes in a perfect 7-0. He was pulled earlier. He was sick. He was under the weather. Got pulled early in that game. Still has an 8.2 goals against average and a .808 save percentage, and if they have to go to Brodie McDonald, you know they're confident in their backup, Kevin. This was the one game, and he played 44 minutes and only allowed 1 goal.
Well, Aaron Bold putting up some phenomenal numbers in every game that he plays in. He gets on the board as a star. Either first star out of many games he's played, if not second or third, but that speaks volumes for this defense. And of course, the quality of shots that are being allowed, this defense is doing a phenomenal job. And not to downplay how well Bold has played, but he's had a lot of help, and you can't give individual stars to each defender, but he has stood on his head at some point this season, and a real big part of why this team is 8-0.
Richards in goal with Beers, Molesky, Gaich, Weiss, and Tyler Garrison will take the draw for the Stealth in their road black jerseys. The Rush tonight in their special home blue jerseys will have Rubish, Knight, Corbeil, LaFontaine, and of course Jeremy Thompson will take the draw tonight for the Edmonton Rush. Interesting color scheme going with the blue for the Rush. I will say this from a broadcaster's perspective, the numbers bounce off the jersey very easily, so it'll be easy to pick them up. Rush will go from our broadcast right to left here at Rexall Place in Edmonton. Out of town scoreboard quickly. Buffalo and Minnesota are tied at 8 early in the third. Meanwhile, Rochester leading Philadelphia 8-0. Colorado and Calgary set to go at about the same time as ball drop here in Edmonton. Rush come in 8-0. Vancouver just trying to get back into a playoff spot. Currently, they sit in the basement of the West Division with a record of 3-7, and crossovers come into play, Kevin. Minnesota Swarm at 2-7 in the East with the Philadelphia Wings. So the Stealth have lots on the line here, playing their 11th game as we're underway. Thompson and Garrison engage on the draw. Ball still tied up now. Thompson has it squirt loose. It's loose to the boards. Corbeil battling for it on the floor, and it's picked up by the Stealth. Molesky, and he just throws it into the crowd as he was pressured by Rubish, and that's that pressure defense. Molesky, of course, longtime member of the Roughnecks, and now Molesky's going to get a face penalty. And wow, that was a weak call early on. Molesky and Matthews exchanged cross checks in front of the bench, and Molesky's going to get called. Rush with an extra attacker on early. Not what you want as a goaltender, your first shot in an extra man position. Now Davis fires, scores! 44 seconds in, extra attacker, and the Rush lead 1-0.
Jarrett Davis with a real simple shot. Very simple 6-on-5 setup. Just went 2-2-2 setup, and they were just working the ball around. Jarrett Davis had all day to step into that and put it right underneath Tyler Richards' arm for the early 1-0 Rush lead.
Like I said, not what you want as a goaltender, and the Rush make him pay. Davis with his 9th of the season. Stealth control again. Off the draw, shot! Bold with his first stop. Stopping Weiss. Now they turn it over. Weiss and Cornwall.
2 minutes for slashing all the way down because of the goal. It's 1-0 Rush.
Well, here's Reese Dutch, 50 points on the season. End of the league. Bucktooth, who had 12 points earlier this season in a game. Reese across. Stopped by Bold. And here comes Thompson with some speed. Thompson running the floor with Billick. Thompson across the line. Hesitates. Back pass. Conway scores! Mark Matthews, excuse me, rips one. 2 shots, 2 goals. The Rush lead a minute and a half in.
Great fast break. Good speed shown.
Right side. Walks across the line. Dutch to Smith. Looking down low. Digby's shot stopped and controlled by Rubish. And now we've got another holding call. I will say this. The Stealth had a weak call go against them early, and now Dilks is another weak call. I've seen some great officiating, Kevin, where they let them play. I don't like chintzy calls. I can see if you're trying to set a tone where guys are cross-checking in the head, but it's a physical game. I didn't think either one of these should have been called.
But you know what? All you can ask for as a player is that the refs call it consistent. If they do set the tone early. Edmonton's had very good refereeing all year with Greg Hart getting most of the games. A new crew on here tonight, so a little feeling out period early.
Bucktooth misses high and wide. Now ricochet out the center. That will be over and back as Billick picks it up. Now Billick has a 2-on-1. Billick firing right in on Richards. I'm not sure he knew Corbeil was with him. Corbeil right in the middle of the floor at a better angle. Corbeil and Garrison lead the league in goals by defensemen, each with 5. On the power play, Smith, the Dutch, down low, pass misses, and off the boards. It's picked up by the rush. Rubish now. He'll run slowly right through the middle of the floor. Absorbs a hit, bounces it over to Matthews, who's been in on both rush goals with a goal and an assist so far. Another very good rookie in Riley Lowen coming on, and now Church, the other rookie. As I mentioned, they are 3 of the top 4 rookie scorers in the NLL on the floor tonight. Matthews down low by himself. Matthews in behind, just throws it to the front. That'll be a shot clock violation. 49 seconds remaining in the man advantage. Bucktooth, Dutch, Digby, Smith. And coming on this time, Lincoln is the late man. Once again, no Lewis Ratcliffe in the lineup tonight. And Reese Dutch, another high pass. Digby gets it. Mitski on his hands. Back to Dutch. To Bucktooth. Another errant pass. Man, Dutch, you don't see this very often. That's 3 low percentage passes. Smith back firing and bowled out to challenge. Top of the crease, makes the save. With 16 seconds to go, that should kill the remainder of this power play. Corbeil sprints to center. Coming down the right side. Corbeil with 2 shorthanded goals this year. Pass to Knight. Knight wins the battle. The stick from Grimes, fights it off. And we're back to 5-on-5 as Church comes on the floor. 5 seconds left in the shot clock. Rush are going to have to hurry. Knight zings it across to Greer, and he's not going to get a shot away.
30-second shot clock violation.
And it will be Vancouver possession. Garrison to Dutch. Lintz right in on his hands quickly as the Rush like to pressure. Now they'll retreat back as Dutch comes down. 4-on-5. Waiting for a late man. That's Bucktooth. Cross the line. Bucktooth. Shooting. Bold makes another stop. Bucktooth gets the rebound. And he lost it out of his pocket, and Billick runs the other way. 5 minutes gone in the first quarter. 2-0 Edmonton. Billick to Lowen. He's got a lane. Shoots it wide over top of the net. Out to center. Matthews. Keeps it in. Matthews. Now he'll run into the lone. Matthews firing wide of the net. Rebound. Davis picks it up. 8 seconds to go in the shot clock. Fires it off. Long shot by Lowen, blocked. And that'll be picked up by the Stealth. Quick pace to this game. Shots now even at 5. Stealth 0 for 1 on the man advantage. Lincoln down low, and Rubish able to recover. Lincoln goes behind the net. Over to the rookie Digby, working in on Lintz. Backpedaling. Lincoln fakes the shot into the corner. Now it's blocked by Mitski, and Rush defense, incredible quick feet, doesn't allow a shot, and they lead 2-0 as you're watching the NLL on the Lacrosse Network.
Get some new team gear for the season by visiting the NLL shop online. Go to shop.nll.com for the best prices and selection on clothing and accessories for all 9 NLL teams. With flat rate shipping and no hassle returns, the NLL shop is place for all things NLL. Visit shop.nll.com today, powered by Fanatics.
Jason Gregor, Kevin Howard with you. Live at Rexall in Edmonton. They've readjusted the shots. It's now 3 shots for the Rush. They've got 2 goals, 5 shots for the Stealth. They have none. Stealth 0 for 1 thus far on the man advantage. Edmonton has an extra attacker goal as Conway brings it across center. Knight came into this game tied with Matthews for the team lead in goals with 16. Now trails him by 1. To Church. Church back to Matthews in behind the net. Knight on his wrong side, spins, shoots, a nice stop by No, it's in. Richards had it, and it rolled up his glove and over. And that's a 3-0 Rush lead.
Well, Riley Lowen and Curtis Knight have both been buzzing here tonight. And of course, that's one Tyler Richards might want to have back. And You take a look down the bench and you see if Matt Royk's getting his gear ready. Not yet, but it's been a very, very shaky start for the Stealth netminder.
So Knight now with his team leading 17th, him and Matthews in a Knight health competition in that category as everybody muddles up for the ball. Now Weiss comes out of the pack. Weiss coming in, shot, scores! And just after one goal rolls up the goaltender's arm, at the other end they come back, and this one rolls up, bold shoulder down and in, and the Stealth are on the board.
Right off the face-off, good fast break by Vancouver, and Nick Weiss, not known for his goal scoring, but that is his 5th goal on the year, squeaks one by Aaron Bold.
His 5th of the season, 3-1. Ball loose right in front of the Stealth bench. They battle for it. Greer comes in, a huge hit. They're going to say loose ball push. They wanted a hit from behind, did the Stealth.
Time of that goal was 4:34.
And it's Vancouver possession.
Oh, and Vancouver goal scored by number 44.
Of course, back in the NLL, playing out of the Langley rink. Great to see them. Good fan support early on, and hopefully it continues. Reese Dutch,
It's still 3-1 for the good guys.
deep in the corner. Dilks quickly on his hands. Spin move by Dutch. Dilks stays with him every time. Now Dutch comes back. Pass knocked down, and here comes Edmonton. Running the floor, all the way in on the crease shot. That would have been that's a crease violation by Mitski. And here comes the Stealth the other way, midway through the first quarter. Bucktooth, high pass, Dutch picks it down. Into the hands, Bremner, spinning. Back, Digby, shot and Bold right up the top of the crease. Makes the save look easy. They'll headman it to Dilks with Matthews, Conway, Greer, Church, and now Knight comes on. In front, Greer wide open, and he put it wide of the net on a great pass from Matthews. Greer missed the net. And here comes Molesky with some speed, running the floor off the crossbar. Back to Billick, and we go end to end. Billick will slow it down. Leave it for Lowen as Matthews comes on. And Conway, the late man. Riley Lowen to a very good start. Head coach Derek Keaton says he was surprised he has this good a hands. Lowen to Church. Church on his opposite side now. Working on the goal scorer, Weiss. 3 seconds left, and Church will just roll it into the corner. You like to see a few more cutters, Kevin, from the Rush offense?
Yeah, they aren't doing too much. They're just going down in the offensive end and waiting for something to develop instead of guys doing what makes them so successful is get bodies moving and setting good hard picks. No off-ball cutters thus far.
Stealth working it around the outside again. 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Ball's loose. Now pressured, hammer into the glass is Smith by Rubish and Cornwall. And Rubish comes away with it. Rubish 220, and he is built like a brick you-know-what house. Lowen in the neutral zone, working on Garrison. To Conway. Knight in the left corner. Across the floor, shooting, and Richards slides, makes the right leg save. And it's picked up by former Edmonton Rush, Mike Grimes, in the early stages of Rush franchise history, played here. And that was an 8-second violation by the Stealth.
In case you don't know, you've got 8 seconds to get it over that center line.
Oh, back come the Rush.
Giving the ball away. It's Rush ball.
Through the middle of the floor. Lowen back to Conway. Rush still waiting for Greer to get back on track. Ever since that concussion, Kevin, taking a little time to get back into the flow.
Yeah, you know, it's more just, it's mental. You don't want to go to those hard areas to get hit anymore because you remember how much that hurt and how long of road to recovery that is. But I think physically he's all there again, but mentally it's just going to take him a little while.
So Lintz slows it down in the neutral zone. He'll dump it to Greer and head to the bench. Zach Greer gets around Grimes. Coming in, fakes the shot. Goes across the floor to Church. Back to Greer. He's walking, got a lane, fired. He missed the net again. Greer's got to get the scope fixed on his stick. He's had some excellent looks, just missing the net as the Rush lead 3-1 with 4:28 remaining in the first quarter as you're watching the National Lacrosse League on the Lacrosse Network.
The best way to get ready for the weekend's action is by watching NLL Live every Thursday night on the Lacrosse Network. Catch the show live at 8 Eastern or on demand anytime at the home of the Lacrosse Network, youtube.com/TLN.
Jason Gregor along with former NLLer Kevin Howard. I'm not sure how much time we got in this break to list off all the teams you played for, Howie. So we could say numerous.
On paper, numerous, but but actually just suited up for a couple. I had a couple holdout years where I was drafted and refused to report and forced.
You're a real tough negotiator back in the day.
I'm a real tough one to deal with, but no, you know what? Like many players in this league, you don't make enough to make a living. And it was time to grow up, and I didn't want to play out east for nothing against the Philadelphia Wings, but they drafted me when Ottawa folded, and I had to move back home and play for Calgary, and it was a good decision because it picked up a championship along the way there.
Stealth, bring it back in. Bucktooth hammered into the boards. He fights it off. Digby down low, walking in. Lincoln fires over top of the net. Rebound picked up by Bucktooth. Pass knocked down by Rubish, and then Cornwall's tripped. I thought he was in the crease, but he got pushed in, so that doesn't count, obviously. Cornwall. And you can't go in your own crease, even in the defensive end, for any newbies watching for the first time. Can't be in the offensive zone or the defensive zone. With the ball. Davis. To Matthews. Matthews. Back to Greer. Firing it again. He put it over top of the net. Rebound. Matthews misses from in tight. The Rush are getting some great looks, but they're not hitting the net, and it's not registering shots on goal. They only have 6. They got 3 goals.
The Edmonton Rush are getting a lot of looks, and Zach Greer in particular. There you see Mark Matthews in point-blank range, unable to finish, so they just do need to adjust the scopes on their sticks and get this ball going in.
Garrison from a sharp angle looking to go through the feet. Davis picks up the rebound, and he'll run the floor and stay on. Davis with Lowen and Church coming in quickly. To Lowen, and he dropped the ball, and it's picked up by Vancouver, and quickly going the other way is Michael. Back to Beers. Dutch long shot kicked out by Bold all the way to center, and Bucktooth has it. Allow a change for the Stealth as Smith comes on. Dutch quick pass across the floor. Geitch off the goal post as he comes through the crease. And now Corbeil wins that loose ball battle. And he floats it out to center, and here comes Minsky. Minsky down to the right side, shooting low and stopped. Rebound, Greer has it just outside the line. 2:27 to go in a low-scoring first quarter, 3-1 Edmonton. Knight to Conway. Pass misses him. Long pass, right in the pocket. Here comes Weiss looking for his second of the night. He's stopped by Bold. Bounces it right to Thompson. Thompson looked like he was going to make a run for it. He'll stay on the floor. Davis, Matthews, Church, and now Conway comes on as the 5th man. Matthews to Conway. Back to Matthews. They got him isolated 1-on-1 to Davis. Easy stop as Richards takes that one right in the chest.
And this Vancouver D is really coming together. Good athletic group, and they're playing very well right now in limiting the good scoring opportunities. Of course, there has been a couple good ones, and Edmonton's failed to capitalize, but them doing a great job of shutting them down.
Bucktooth backpedaling, off-balance shot, misses the net. Bremner gets the loose ball. 4 seconds to go in the shot clock, and LaFontaine picks off that pass, and he'll go the other way with Dilks. Dilks running in deep. LaFontaine to Lowen.
What do you think about that?
Lowen to Conway. Back to Knight, coming off the bench. Church, right in the middle of the floor, off the goalpost. Rebound. Lowen puts it over top of the net. That shot by Church went right through the pads, came out the post, out the other side. Under a minute to go in the first quarter. 3-1 Edmonton leads. Lincoln, back high. Digby working on Corbeil. Comes in, spins, Bold out to challenge. Rebound, picked up Lincoln, a backhander off the goalpost again. The Red Pipes have been busy tonight. That's 6 combined goalposts thus far. Smith to Bucktooth. Down low, Digby. Bremner Little hesitation move in behind the net. Now they go, Digby stops, waits, and Corbeil gets on his hands, doesn't get anything on it. And Rubish will control it. Rush will have the final possession. Aaron Bold's going to go to the bench. They'll go extra attacker. They scored their first goal with the EA. We'll see if they do it again. And Matthews comes on late, down to 7 seconds in the shot clock. They got to hurry. Greer lets one go, stop, empty net attempt, and it's wide as the buzzer sounds to end the first quarter. Rush lead 3-1. Stealth, 15 shots in that quarter. The Rush had 10. The Rush missed the net on multiple glorious chances, Kevin.
Just firing it over the net, and they do have to capitalize, because as this Vancouver defense gets more and more comfortable, they are not going to give up chances like they have already once they get in the groove and Tyler Richards starts feeling the ball a little bit more, because he's improved. He let the first 2 or 3 shots in, and now he's shut the door for 7 straight.
After 15 minutes, the Rush lead 3-1 as you're watching the National Lacrosse League on the Lacrosse Network. We are underway. Rush now going from our broadcast left to right, leading 3-1.
Overback violation, Edmonton.
Over and back against the Rush. So the Stealth bringing in quickly. Aaron Bold stopping 14 of 15 shots in that first quarter. He's in the zone. And Richards, after allowing the first 2 shots by him, he stopped 7 of the next 8. Here come the Stealth. Errant pass, and it's picked up, and Thompson has it. Thompson with some speed down the left side. He's working on Reese Dutch. Thompson comes through the middle. Wade's fires, and he submarined it just wide of the net and out of play. Rush have gotten into great shooting lanes, Kevin, and I don't know if Richards is just that good that they're trying to be too accurate, but you can't score if you don't hit the net.
And everything's sailing high. I mean, Zach Gurr can't hit the net. Mark Matthews, couple opportunities, and there you see Jeremy Thompson with an underhand that just that sails high. Jeremy Thompson, an offensive surprise. He's done great in the face-off dot. Of course, he's always good in transition, but he's put up 6 goals on the year. That's good offensive output for a transition guy.
Greer, one-on-one coming off, looking for a slide, doesn't get it. So they put it over to the left side. Down low to Davis. Davis back to Knight. Down to 2 seconds, and the Rush offense. Well, I'll say this right now, it's defense and goaltending that are winning. You can't really criticize the offense. I'll have to give a tip of the hat. Both teams' defenses have come to play tonight.
One guy, we haven't even said his name yet, was Curtis Conway. Last game, he was so effective in breaking down the defense by cutting hard. We have not seen that once yet today.
And another intercepted pass. What a show of hands by Rubish. And now the Rush just give it away, though. Mitski misses the pass, and here comes Bremner with some speed across the line. Bremner dumps it off in front of the net, and they miss the goal. Weiss right on the crease. And defensive guys, not their forte sometimes, right on the crease. And here comes Dilks with some speed. Dilks being pressured. Dilks, now he gives it to Greer. Both teams very athletic defensive course. Greer down low, they push it just wide of the net. Greer gets it back again. That was Davis who just slid it wide. Conway down low to Davis. Coming off the wall to Greer. Pass off his pocket. It's on the floor, and now it's a shot clock violation against the Rush. And Hodgson will cross center. 2.5 minutes gone in the second quarter. Still 3-1 Edmonton. They don't have a shot on goal so far in the second quarter. Lincoln with Thompson right in his pocket. Lincoln, he'll spin back to Smith, to Dutch. Dutch faking, walking in. Shot stopped, and Cornwall has it, and now he'll run the floor. Cornwall with some speed. Lowen and Church coming off the bench to Lowen, firing just wide of the goal again. That's a crease violation as he stepped in afterwards. They set it up, but Rush keep missing. And back come the Stealth. Digby onto the crease to Dutch over his stick. And as good as the defense have played at times, Kevin, we have seen a lot of just unforced turnovers by both offenses.
And slow changes. There's been a lot of fast break opportunities, 3-on-2s, 2-on-1s, and it's just slow guys getting off the bench.
Greer looked like he was going to fire, hesitates. Conway working on Richardson. Conway comes down low. Back to Davis. Fakes the shot. Davis, now he's in. Diving. Stopped by Richards as Richards stays right with him. And are they going to call Davis on contact of the goalie?
I was going to say Jared Davis, lucky he got away with one, but they do flag him for goaltender interference. That's the risk you run when you go dive across the crease. If you make contact with the goalie while trying to make that shot, you run the risk of getting called for a 2-minute play, and that's exactly what Jared Davis is getting called for. He's going to sit down for 2.
So Corbeil asking for an explanation. No goalie interference. And the Stealth come in. Reese Dutch is top 5 in points, Kevin. The Stealth have the league's worst defense right now, or power play, excuse me, only at 38%, which is surprising considering the talent they have on the floor. 0 for 1 tonight. Smith playing a little give and go with Lincoln. Now they go in behind the net. Dutch, Bucktooth fires wide on the far side. And here's a race for the ball. And it'll go all the way down. That'll be shot clock over and back against the Stealth. So the Rush will get it.
And you have a look at this Washington power, or Vancouver power play. They do miss a guy like Lewis Ratcliffe, who's got that big shot. He loves to shoot it, but he's a one-shot player, and he can bury the ball. And, I mean, just not such a great weapon to have on the power play.
Rush have 4 shorthanded goals this season. They come in with the 6th best penalty kill, 51.5%. Knight has one of those shorthanded goals. Working in the neutral zone to Greer, down to 2 seconds, and he'll just roll it into the corner rather than risk giving up a fast break opportunity. Garrison across the center to Bucktooth with Smith, Digby, Dutch, and Lincoln. Bucktooth, they just working around the outside. Now some motion to Dutch. He's got a lane through the middle, over a screen. Hit a bold or the post, and Digby picks it back up. To Bucktooth. Lots of time in the shot clock. Dutch high at the top. Walking in, Smith shot, and Bowl just slides, makes the save look easy. They headman it to Dilks. 33 seconds to go in the power play. 10 minutes to go in the half. 3-1. Very low scoring. It was 7-2 at the half in Langley earlier this year, before the Rush scored 7 straight in the second half. There's Conway to Knight. Shot clock down to 3. Knight shot blocked. Richardson has it. Richardson stripped, picks it back up, pressured again, and they just get it across. We're Stealth are now 0 for 2. Geitch heads to the bench. They dump it down low to Digby. Back to Smith. Lincoln looking through a screen. Can't get the shot. Now he fakes it. Goes around. Knight dives and scores. What a goal by Jamie Lincoln. Great individual effort. Extended full out. Bold came with them and just snuck it through to make this a 1-goal game.
And here you see Jamie Lincoln picking on Curtis Knight, who gets caught out there for a defensive shift. A little bit of a two-handed swim move, and basically just takes him underneath, diving across and sneaks it past Aaron Bold to pull within 1.
Well, Lincoln in his first game gets his first goal of the season. And off the draw, Rush control it. Thompson dancing away. Thompson. And the Rush will settle it down. Greer, we got a penalty. Is the penalty coming up to the Rush?
Spice calling too many men. Illegal substitution for the Edmonton Rush. I didn't see that as being an illegal substitution, but can't argue with what the ref sees. I guess he's pretty certain he saw what he saw.
So when we return, the Stealth will go on the man advantage, looking to tie this game at 3 as you're watching the National Lacrosse League on the Lacrosse Network.
The Vancouver Stealth return home on Friday, March 21st to host the Calgary Roughnecks. Game time at Langley Event Center is 8 p.m. For tickets, visit stealthlax.com.
Shots 20-11 right now in favor of the Stealth. Aaron Bold has been good. Both teams missing a lot of passes. Rush have missed the net a lot. They have one shot so far in the second quarter. Not a lot of urgency just yet right now, Kevin, in the offense of the Rush. And in this league, you can't go very many extended stretches without offense if you're going to win. But, I guess when you got a defense as good as them, sometimes you get away with it.
A lot of their success has come from, I mentioned Corey Conway breaking down the D, but Jared Davis, I mean, he's a good, hard worker who runs down the middle, and that breaks down the defense where you get guys turning and just gets bodies moving and creates some motion. We haven't seen any of that, and this Edmonton team's just content to running to their spots, moving the ball around and throwing it in the corner when the 30 expires.
Illegal substitution. That's too many men on the floor.
Illegal substitution. Here's Smith with a shot. Rebound controlled, and Rubish will run it. Rubish with Corbeil, 2-on-2. And little spin off. Rubish bounce pass to Matthews. He's been in on all 3 goals so far by the Rush tonight, as a goal and 2 assists. Greer with Corbeil, Matthews, and Conway on the floor. See if the Rush get a shot this time. Now Conway to Matthews, he dropped the pass, and Garrison rolls it ahead. Wasn't full possession, and that's why it will be Vancouver ball. Edmonton couldn't touch it, or it'd be a penalty. So Corbeil, Rubish, Dilks, and Mitski, the 4 penalty killers still on. Dutch, Smith, Bucktooth up high with Digby and Lincoln, the goal scorer down low. Bucktooth shot off a stick, ricochets right to Mitski, and Mitski, he'll run away from Bucktooth with some speed, 3-on-2. Mitski through the floor, down low to Corbeil, scores! Chris Corbeil, his 6th of the season, leads all defensemen, and his 3rd shorthanded goal.
3 defenders for the Edmonton Rush running the floor. Chris Corbeil buries one. Mitski, good heads up to give it to that trailer. Little bit of interference run by that 3rd Rush defender going in there. Just a little bit of a pick. Doing a little bit of screen, but a good quick stick burying that past Richards for the 4th goal of the game for the Edmonton Rush.
Next time you see closer. The assist to number 24.
Oh, it will be Rush possession.
7-10. We're up 4-2. We need some noise in the house.
Rush with a shorty, and now they got possession with 44 seconds remaining. They'll likely wait until the final seconds of this possession. Conway just holding it in the middle of the floor. Shot clock down to 10. Knight on Geich. Knight in the corner, looks through the crease to Greer. Pass knocked down, and there will be 21 seconds remaining on the man advantage as Geich being hounded by Knight. Knight pushes him hard to center, and now Knight will come to the bench. And Corbeil comes on. He'll have to hurry to get set up. It's a 4-on-3 down low. Dutch into the middle, and well over top of the net was Bremner. Ball's loose. Back to Smith. Down to 1 second. And the Stealth are 0 for 3 on the man advantage. Smith. Dutch. Shot. And it stays out. Rubish dove. Keep that one from crossing the line. So the Rush get a shorty to lead 4-2. Bounce pass ahead to Church. 6.5 minutes to go. Church working on Bremner. Back to Greer. Waits through the middle. Fires, and he missed over top of the net again. Matthews across the crease. Wide open. What a stop by Richards. We got the whistle. We got a penalty on Vancouver. Looks like Peichel's going to sit for 2. So the Rush will go on their first power play of the evening. Stealth are 0 for 3. The Rush do have an extra attacker goal. They had a delayed penalty coming, and they scored. I always think the EA should go into the power play stats, Kevin. It doesn't, but I've always thought it should.
It should, especially in lacrosse where you can have, well, they have so many 6-on-5 plays in their back pocket where they go out there and they set it up just like a power play. So I do agree with you, but well, we aren't going to change the rule book now.
No, Conway down low, Knight with Church and Matthews. Church to Conway, over to Matthews, firing off the goal post. What a bullet by Matthews. They switched the power play of the Rush last week, Kevin. Put Conway at the top. They had a lot of success going 3 for 5. It gets Matthews even a little bit closer to the net with his heavy shot. Conway now waiting. Down low, Greer. What a save by Richards. Are you kidding me? He got the big fishing net over and robbed Zach Greer.
Zach
Wow.
Greer just can't get it going. He had a wide open net. Richards was right out at the top of the crease. They did a great job of selling that. Conway, big heavy shot, and puts that back door. Huge save by Richards to keep this game at 2.
And Greer on the bench is still talking to Conway, saying, I can't believe it. Reese Dutch shorthanded. Are the Stealth, 3 seconds, long shot, easy save by Bold. And the rush back of the man advantage for 57 seconds, 5:16 to go in the first half. Low scoring affair tonight in Edmonton, 4-2. Jason Gregor along with Kevin Howard. Rush on their first man advantage. Church down low tonight. They play a little give and go. Conway up high. Conway waiting, back to Church, fires off the shoulder. Greer gets the rebound, a new 30-second shot clock. Back to Conway. Conway shot, easy stop. Rebound pushed over top of the net. And now Matthews. Greer went to the bench. Matthews lost the ball and Hodgson wins that battle. And the rush will be 0 for 1. Grimes across the line. Shot off a helmet. Off the backboard, and here comes Dilks. 3-on-2, Rush have a late opportunity. Dilks through the middle, off the goal post. The outside of the post, though. Now it rolls in the middle of the floor, and Corbeil has it. And the Stealth are back to 5-on-5. Conway has it stripped, and he just taps it. Garrison running the floor now. Thompson with some speed, forcing him to the corner. Great recovery by Thompson. Garrison coming in, shoots, scores! Garrison just stuck with it, and now he ties Corbeil for the league lead in goals by defenseman with his 6th.
Great individual effort by Garrison. Great wheels by Jeremy Thompson. Corey Conway headed right to the bench after turning that ball over. Thompson did his best to keep up to him, match feet with him. Went all the way down. Garrison shook him off early, spun right around him, and buried that 5-hole on Aaron Bold.
So the Stealth back to within 1. Off the face-off. Weiss controls it. 2 rush defenders fall in the neutral zone. Gaich on the far side. Back to Bucktooth. Under 4 minutes to go in the half. Across the floor to Dutch, who's been very quiet so far tonight. Came in with 50 points. Dutch back to Smith. Bremner working on Thompson. Dutch controls it. Fake shot comes in off the goal. That was right off the goal post. Rebound control by the Stealth to get a new 30. Now an errant pass, but Digby gets it off the boards. Lintz, great job to strip that ball, and it's picked up by Edmonton. They'll float at the center. They have to get across in 8 seconds. They do easily. And here comes Jarrett Davis, who opened up the scoring 44 seconds in. Church wheeling through the defense, can't get the shot to Conway. To Lowen on the boards. Lowen. Davis, Church, fakes the shot, now coming in, rolls one in on Richards. Would have been a crease violation, wouldn't have counted, and it'll be Stealth ball when we return. Rush leading 4-3 on the Lacrosse Network. You're watching the National Lacrosse League. Jason Gregor along with Kevin Howard, 4-3 at Rexall Place. Rush leading the visiting Stealth. If you're just joining us, Rush in some special blue jerseys tonight. So the Stealth wearing black. Of course, the regular colors of the Rush are black and white. As Digby leaves it for Smith, 5-on-5. It's been a defensive battle, and there's an errant pass. The Dutch, they're going to say kept his feet onside, which he did. The ball can go over as long as your feet don't. Now Dutch being hounded. Great job to possess the ball. Back to Smith. Quickly across Lincoln. Working down low. Sharp angle shot. Stopped, and that one will go out of play. Nope, they're going to say it went off the side of the net. On the back of the net. So it would be Rush ball. Cornwall at center. Floats one into the corner. Rush with 1 goal so far in this quarter. Davis to Greer. Outside Lowen to Matthews. Matthews waiting. And we got an illegal pick away from the play as Garrison went down. Greer didn't like the call, and the Stealth will bring it back. Gaich across the line. Bucktooth quickly down low. Digby trying to back his way in. Just bull rush, the backhander scores! Just a pure power move by the rookie, Tyler Digby, and he buries his 17th to tie this game at 4.
That's a whole lot of body to move. 6'3", 230, just posting up, backing in, and just throws it on net, just over his shoulder. He didn't know where that ball was going. It was going down low, and not much Aaron Bold can do, but he's got to cover that post a little bit better. Tie game late in the second quarter.
Oh, Bucktooth or Thompson and Richardson, and Thompson wins it, juggles it. I didn't see what the call was by the official on why they awarded the ball to the, right, I think it was over and back, okay. So Dutch controls it. Across the floor, quick shot. Bold just got a piece of it, rolls to the corner, but Dutch has it. Dutch, pressured by some defenders, can't get the shot away. Now it's stripped and gobbled up by Edmonton. And Rubish, he'll run the floor. 1:10 to go in the half. Bounce pass to Knight. LaFontaine staying on the offensive set with Greer, Matthews, and Church. Matthews through the middle, he's got a lane, fires! Richardson makes the save. Now a quick pass, and running the floor is Grimes down the right side with Digby. Grimes shot stopped. Rebound. Grimes pushes that one wide, and it's going to be a rush ball, increased violation against the Stealth. As Matthews still on the floor, floats it to Conway. Conway working on Salt. Coming down low, waiting for a pick. The Stealth just back off. In front, Greer stopped by Richards. Greer gets the rebound. Rush will have final possession, and now they're going to call a timeout. And go with the extra attacker for a set play to try to head in to the room, leading 5-4.
22 seconds to go in the half. Shot clock doesn't become a factor, and we'll see what Jeff McComb draws up for his troops. The first 6-on-5 that they were successful when Jarrett Davis scored. Very simple 2-2-2, and they didn't even look like they were running a play, but this Vancouver D was just scrambled. They didn't know what was going on, and Jarrett Davis saw the hole and just shot it. So I'd like to see, well, he is drawing up some X and O's right now and talking about a set play. This is something guys practice all the time, and they have maybe 3 or 4 different set plays, and we'll see what they pull out.
Well, based on the looks tonight, you might think Greer's the guy who's going to find the opening. He's had some fantastic looks and has missed the net, unfortunately for him, on most of them, but he's been able to get into the open areas, Kevin. Obviously, Matthews is a guy they look for, but look for Curtis Knight down on the crease on the extra attacker. They love to have him slide off. Conway will play the middle. He'll slide down, and Knight will slide off of his shoulder into the low slot.
And you can watch for Corey Conway to start in the middle and then maybe go to the shooter position, maybe take someone else's spot, because he's got a big, heavy outside shot too that they might want to take advantage of.
So Matthews just cradling it. The clock down to 11 seconds. Now it's down to 8, and I think they'll go. So here goes Matthews, down to 6. Matthews to Greer. Looking in front, and it was Knight. He was wide open, lost it. Now Richards will shoot it, and Church stops it. Conway was open. They couldn't control the pass. And the first half ends in a tie, 4-4, the Rush and the Stealth. Stealth 0 for 3 on the power play. The Rush 0 for 1. The Stealth out shooting the Rush by 10, 29-19, and a lot of missed opportunities on goal by the Rush. But the Stealth defense, Kevin, I think doing a really good job. The Rush aren't cutting, so the Stealth are just letting them play on the outside.
And they have some pretty physical defenders. Beers, very physical. Jeff Molesky likes to make you pay for going through the middle, so they're doing a great job of keeping them to the outside. This Edmonton Rush team, they aren't doing too much different. I think the best goaltender of the night so far is the red iron at both ends. There has been a ton of posts and crossbars. Guys just firing it over the net. So not great shooting percentages there tonight on either on net, or those that are on net are well, they've only beat them for 4, so they do got to get their sights checked, and on pace for 8 goals, and that is going to win it in this league.
The Rush come in, of course, with the best defense in the NLL. Their offense has been very consistent so far, and the Stealth, they got to be very happy with that first half, Kevin. Probably disappointed. They feel like maybe they should be leading when you look at the shots and their power play 0 for 3. What do you see them not doing on their power play?
Well, I think they're out of sorts a little bit. I mean, of course, Lewis Ratcliffe, one of the great scorers in the league, is out of the lineup. I think they always go strong left, which is 3 left-handers out there. They've been going strong right. Bucktooth is getting a lot of playing time, and it's just a different look. You're normally used to having that extra guy out there, and so I think this offense is just maybe out of tune, out of sync, and not used to playing with that personnel over and over and over. So it'll take a little time. I'm sure they're used to it by now, but that does take some getting used to.
At the half, 4-4 Rush and the Stealth as you're watching the National Lacrosse League on the Lacrosse Network.
Welcome to NLL Halftime. Hi, everybody. I'm Dave Walls of the Lacrosse Network. We'll get you back to your game in just a few minutes. Right now, let's get you caught up on last week's action and highlights as we go into Week 11 of the 2014 NLL season. Week 10 games had a little bit of everything for an NLL fan. Lots of scoring, high drama, and nifty stick work. Tensions were high Friday night at Rexall Place as the Edmonton Rush attempted to become the first team to go 8-0 in the NLL since the Buffalo Bandits did so in 1993. Toronto's Josh Sanderson got a sidearm goal early in the fourth quarter to give the Rock a 7-6 lead. However, Edmonton regained the lead with a 3-goal run, capped off by goals by Jeremy Thompson and the second of the night by Rookie of the Year candidate Riley Lowen. Edmonton wouldn't relinquish that lead as they held on to win 11-10. The following night, Toronto got a double dose of Alberta, visiting the Calgary Roughnecks. It was all Calgary in the first quarter, as goals by Dane Doby and 4 by Curtis Dixon gave Calgary a 7-0 lead after 1 quarter. Toronto would rally back thanks to a 5-goal effort by Stephen LeBlanc. However, Mike Foolin's 48 saves and Curtis Dixon's sock trick proved to be too much for Toronto as they fell to Calgary 19-13. Finally, on Saturday night, it was Casey Powell and the Colorado Mammoth showing some stick work off as they welcomed the Rochester Nighthawks to the Loud House. Stephen Kehoe made himself feel very welcome. 5 first-half goals for Kehoe, including this big diving goal, propelled Rochester to a 7-2 lead at the half. Drew Westervelt's hat trick would keep it close for the Mammoth, but in the end, it was too much Kehoe and too much Rochester as they defeat Colorado 11-9. With Week 10 in the rearview mirror, let's take a look at the standings as we head into Week 11. First in the NLL Eastern Division, Buffalo holds on to first place despite being off the last few weeks with a record of 6-2 as they host the Minnesota Swarm this Saturday night at the First Niagara Center. Rochester now moves within a half game of first place with a record of 6-3. However, the big story is Toronto in third place with a record of 4-6. After getting swept this past week against Calgary and Edmonton, the door has been left wide open now for the teams looking on the outside of the playoffs. Philadelphia at fourth place with a record of 3-7, and Minnesota in last with a record of 2-7. With only the top 3 teams from each division making the playoffs, it's still anybody's race. The same can also be said in the NLL Western Division. Edmonton still sits on top of the division with a perfect 8-0 record, back in action this Saturday night at Rexall Place against the Vancouver Stealth. Calgary plays at Colorado on Saturday night, sitting comfortably in second place with a record of 6-3, just 2.5 games back of first. The real story is between Colorado and Vancouver in that battle for third place. Colorado enters Week 11 play with a record of 4-7, and they remain half a game ahead of Vancouver, who sits in the cellar at 3-7, 6 games back first. However, Vancouver faces a colossal challenge this upcoming Saturday as they go up to Rexall Place to play the undefeated Edmonton Rush. With Colorado and Vancouver splitting their season series, every game for both of these teams is extremely crucial. And while Vancouver faces a monumental challenge this Saturday, there's one thing we've learned from this 2014 NLL season, it's that anything is possible. That does it for this edition of NLL Halftime. Thanks for watching. Hey, make sure to take to Twitter and let everyone know how your team is doing at the half. We'll get you back to your game in just a moment. This is the National Lacrosse League on the Lacrosse Network.
Colorado needs to get on the board pretty quickly, does it not? Or prevent Stephen Kehoe from doing just that. That's his 4th, Rochester's 6th.
double team. Hanging on, tries to get by both players, does. Dixon to the net. He scores! Curtis Dixon, what a goal that should seal it.
To get a shot away, LeBlanc. Down goal! Great broken play, finished by Casey Beard.
First one was clearly a ceremonious one, if you will. John Green was at Wilson Westerveld with the goal right there.
There's the pass, and there's the save that sets the record. Mike Poland, the all-time leader for the Roughnecks, now surpassing Calgary.
Look, that was a true air game. Measure the air time that McLeod got to make that one go in.
Now a penalty and a goal. Stephen Keogh's fifth. And what an effort from Stephen Keogh.
Again, Feldman has it at the top. Now they switch things up. There's a pass to Sutter. He scores! Curtis Dixon with the first quarter hat trick. And that is a nice goal. 5-0 Calgary. For space. Nice pass across to Doby. Doby behind the back scores! Dave Doby with the hat trick goal. And it's another pretty one. Calgary's got 10.
Still a spring in the step of Casey Powell, who celebrated his 38th birthday a couple weeks ago, and Colorado's within 2.
Don't look down, Josh Gross. Nice behind-the-back shot by Casey Powell. You thought it was safe to just check a number for a second. Powell launches it over his shoulder, and it high.
NLL Radio offers the best online radio coverage of the National Lacrosse League. Listen on your smartphone. Just download the popular TuneIn radio app and find NLL Radio. Hear the latest episode of every show, anytime on your phone. For more information, visit nll.com/radio.
Jason Gregor and Kevin Howard with you. A few moments away from the start of the second half. Rush and Stealth locked up at 4 apiece. Shots 29-19 in favor of the visitors. Out-of-town scoreboard quickly. Buffalo stays atop the standings in the East. They pick up a 12-9 win. They are now 7-2. They will be at Rexall Place next Friday night. Rochester keeps pace. They win 13-8 over Philly. They improve to 7-3. Calgary and Colorado tied at 5 heading into the third quarter. Roughnecks come into that game 6-3. Mammoth were 4-7. Vancouver wins tonight. They would, depending on what happens in Colorado, could tie the Mammoth and also, more importantly, gain another game ahead of both Philadelphia and Minnesota in the race for the crossover.
And Colorado made a major overhaul in their coaching staff this week, so it'll be interesting to see how Chris Gill, Dan Stroop, and Pat Coyle do when they take over the bench by committee. 3 former greats for Toronto Rock all spent some time in Colorado, so it'll be very interesting to see how that team responds with a whole new set of systems in place and some new figures at the top.
Well, Chris Gill up until last year still held the Edmonton Rush record for most goals in a single season until Matthews beat that. And Dan Stroop, also a former member of the Edmonton Rush. 2 really good guys, Hall of Famers. And they got their work cut out for them in Colorado. Massive change in that coaching staff. They didn't get any goaltending early, Kevin. Hard to blame your coach when your goaltenders can't stop anything early on.
Yeah, a couple good young goalies in there, just, didn't really make the stops when they needed to. And, a whole lot of talent there. Adam Jones now injured for a couple more weeks, but lots of talent on that team. They just need to steer that ship right and get it figured out.
So we get set to start the second quarter. Rush will go from our broadcast right to left. Mentioned shots, 29. 20-19 in favor of the Stealth. Basically, the Stealth have outshot the Rush by 5 goals in each quarter thus far. Power plays 0 for 3 Vancouver, 0 for 1 Edmonton. Thompson off the draw, pushes it forward. It's loose. Corbeil up against the boards. Thompson trying to help out. It's still on the turf. 3 Rush and 3 Stealth. Now 4 Rush. Knight comes in. Ball still bottled up against the boards. Refs can see it. They're still going to scream for it. Now LaFontaine even squirts in closer to see. I have never seen it gummed up like this. We've had 30 seconds and now the whistle's blown and they're going to say rush ball. Legal push in the back against the Stealth. So Jared Davis, who scored 44 seconds into the game. Rush had 2 goals actually in the first minute and a half. We thought it'd be a high offensive game. They only scored 2 goals in the remaining 28 and a half minutes of that first half. Matthews tonight. And Richards slides, makes the right glove save. And Weiss, who scored the opening goal for the Stealth, brings it to center. He's being hounded into Edmonton territory. Now he dumps it over on the boards. Dutch, 10 seconds in the shot clock. Comes near side to Smith. Smith on Mitski. Smith all the way across the floor on the wrong side. Now he dumps it down low. And no shot. And Billick controls it. And back come the Rush. Matthews and Conway coming on late. Matthews on Peichel's shot. Off the post. Matthews gets it off the boards. That was on the outside of the post. Matthews back to Conway. Conway. Little switch goes to Davis. Out to Greer. That's Lowen, excuse me. Lowen waiting, looking. Matthews got a stick up under the chin. So they dump it back to Davis. On the wall, Conway. Down low, Davis. Back to Matthews, and he dropped it. Might have had his hands hacked just as he tried to get possession. And the Stealth. 2 minutes gone in the third quarter, still tied at 4. Grimes, pass, bounces one. He gets it back. Over to Dutch on the far side. Dutch, that's first time all year Dutch doesn't have a point in a half of lacrosse. Came in with 50 points in the first 10 games, has nothing so far. Pass across, Billick right on his back, and that's another shot clock violation. Back-to-back aggressive defensive sets by the Rush.
And there you see Reese Dutch trot off the field. Looks very frustrated. He just can't get anything going.
Church is in, he scores! Just splits the D right on the top of the crease and rips it home. Right through the 5-hole, and that might be the first cutter we've seen tonight by the Rush.
Real quick. Looked like a real slow break, but it ended up being a quick transition goal. Robert Church cutting straight down the middle and just taking that good individual effort in, burying that 5-hole on Richards, striking first 3 minutes into this third quarter.
And Church did an outstanding job to keep his feet out of the crease. Greer and Billick with the assist. Church scoring his 8th of the season. And the Stealth come in. Easy save by Bold. Corbeil stripped, but he sticks with it. Now Corbeil maintains his balance as he gets across center. Dumps it to Knight. He looks back. He'll still hold it. Looking for the old hidden ball trick. Knight down low to Davis. Davis circling into the zone. Falling back to Church. Church coming in. Fakes the shot. Misses Matthews, and now he'll have to retreat. Matthews on Hodgson. They're going to call it over and back, and Matthews gave him a big shove. Refs wanted a call. And Matthews still chatting with Molesky at the bench. There's a collision. Ball's loose, stripped. Now it's picked up, out of play, and it will be Stealth ball. Wonder if Matthews can chuck him.
He's a big body. I mean, he's pretty strong guy. I would think he can hold his own.
At the very least.
Yeah, at the very least.
There's a long shot, scores! Reese Dutch makes an appearance with a bullet. And we're tied at 5.
That frustration goes away in a hurry. Reese Dutch stepping into one from just inside the restraining line. Good sidearm shot through a screen and beats Aaron Bold to tie this at 5.
And for Dutch, that's his team leading 23rd of the season. Kind of caught Bold napping. And we're tied at 5 off the draw. Controlled by the Stealth. Lincoln and Smith. And now big collision as Weiss thrown to the floor. He still has it. Ball's now loose on the floor. Molesky battling with Lintz. Now they push. They're going to give a loose ball push in the back against Molesky. And Corbeil has it. And Corbeil quickly running the floor. Corbeil scores! Chris Corbeil looking like a sniper tonight with his 2nd of the season, or the night, 7th of the year. And the Rush lead 6-5.
Good awareness by Chris Corbeil. Everyone else was worried about getting tangled up in the rough stuff. This game getting a little heated, but Corbeil goes right after that loose ball, picks it up, runs the floor, nobody on him, and he squeaks that 5-hole on Richards.
What a shot by Corbeil. Off the draw, Thompson, he rolls it all the way back to his netminder, Bold. Bold runs the Bold, being pressured in the corner, and you're allowed to do that in lacrosse, unlike hockey. I love it. You can go after him. Bold now sticking with it, dangerous. Now he'll retreat back to the net. Gaich is stripped. What's the call? They're going to say Vancouver ball. Rubish doesn't like the call.
I think Bold was playing just for an interference call. He didn't really care if he got that whistle. It'd give him some time to get back in the net. He knew he got pinched and caught out of position. He did get away with one, but Stealth do get the ball.
Lincoln in his first game tonight for the Stealth. Back to Smith, quickly across. Digby, down low, Bucktu to Dutch. And Lincoln just drops it, runs through the crease, and Rubish has it. Rubish, 5 minutes gone in the third, 6-5 Edmonton. Matthews working on Grimes. Matthews looking in front to a cutting Church, missed him. Conway gets it in the corner. Conway drops it, being pressured by the defense, and Salt comes up with it for Vancouver. Headmans it to Garrison. Wheeling down the left side, Garrison runs into Billick. Zings it across, Grimes can't get the shot. He's on his heels. And now Digby in on Lintz. Digby, bucktooth, shot, scores! And that one went right through Aaron Bold. He'll want that back, and we're tied at 6.
And Aaron Bold, not his rock solid, steady self. Bucktooth with a big, big shot from the outside, just coming off the bench, gets a good pass from Digby. Digby and buries that 5-hole on Bold. Couldn't close the legs in time to tie this at 6.
The assistant was Tyler Digby and number 13
Off the draw, they still circling Richardson and Thompson. Everybody just waiting, trying to get a ball loose. And now, are we going to redo it? Nope. We're going to say, Richard, you can't just hold the ball under your stick. Basically can't trap it. So it'll be rush ball when we return, tied at 6. 8:51 to go in the third quarter. You're watching the National Lacrosse League on the Lacrosse Network.
This copyright telecast of the National Lacrosse League Incorporated may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the National Lacrosse League.
Gregor and Howard with you. 32-23 are the shots in favor of the Stealth. We are tied at 6. Chris Corbeil, leading goal scorer for the Rush tonight, as a transition guy with a pair. Solos from Matthews Davis, Knight, and Church. A Rush offense needs to get going. Knight on the boards to Greer. Greer, one-on-one, can't get the shot. Now tried to flip one into Matthews, and it rolls harmlessly to Richards, and the Stealth quickly speed the other way. Garrison with the brace down the left side in front. Grimes scores! And the Vancouver Stealth have ripped home 3 goals in the last 2.5 minutes, and they take a 7-6 lead.
And Grimes, the assistant captain, getting the team back for their first lead of the game. Just good ball movement, good fast break coming off the bench or running in numbers and burying that over the shoulder. Bold looking a little shaky tonight, and buries that for their 7th of the game.
He was very good in the first half, but just in the last few minutes. And we'll see if the Rush can come back again. Here's Thompson with some speed coming in. Dumps it on the crease. Knight, what a save as Richards gets the right shoulder out to stone him. Rush only had 24 shots. Man, they've had a lot of really good chances. They've missed the net on some of their best. And Tyler Richards is being huge again. Lincoln just outside the face-off circle, across, Bucktooth. Rubish strips him, rolls into the corner, and Rubish leading the league in turnovers. Gets another one. Corbeil had a hat trick earlier this year, looking for his 3rd. He'll go to the bench. Morso scores in transition. Conway down low to Church. Greer comes on late to Matthews. Matthews through the middle, spinning. Shot well out of play as the Beers are going to say deflected off of the Vancouver stick. Beers hates this call. He's saying he got all pocket.
I think that went straight. I think Edmonton Rush got away with one that came straight out of Matthews' stick, hitting the guy with the nachos up in the crowd.
Greer out of the corner to Conway. Conway in front. Matthews waiting, spinning, dumps it to Church. Backhand. Where is it? Is it in? No signal. Buzzer goes here at Rexall, but referee was right there. It looked like it was across the line, so play continues. Bremner. Intercepted. Cornwall's got a breakaway with some speed running in. Cornwall shoots. Stop. Rebound picked up by Billick. Jeff Cornwall put on the Jets. And Richards with another big stop. And Weiss just takes him down behind the net. Getting up slow is Davis, and back come the Stealth. Gaich, sharp angle shot, Bold, holds it. Lowen had his head down, he was rocked. Looks like he's got a shoulder, he got crushed on that hit. That is a big hit. And that was Petschel lowering the boom on Lowen. Lowen got up and Petschel ran into him, clean hit. Lowen in an awkward position, and man, the Rush can't afford to lose him. He has been outstanding as a rookie, and it is definitely his left shoulder, Kevin.
This does not look good. Maybe a collarbone or hit that shoulder. He is still in a lot of pain, so if that is his shoulder, that could definitely be out of place. Very painful, I know from experience, and the trainers and of course his teammates are looking on very concerned because he has been a very bright spot on this Edmonton offense.
And he went down. You see the replay here. Yeah, right on that shoulder cap, and he really hasn't moved since that collision. The rookie came into this game with 23 points in 8 games. Derek Keane, the head coach, I asked him about the hands because Lowen scored some beauty goals. And when I asked him if he was expecting this type of offense from Lowen, he said, honestly, no. He's really impressed this team. He's come out, he's played with loads of confidence, and this could be a devastating injury for him. If it's a shoulder injury, you hope that maybe it just popped in and out.
Well, even just popping in and out, I mean, it'll be painful, and he would be out
definitely out
for at least 3, 4, 5 weeks at least. Depending on, I'm not sure of his history of shoulder problems.
Ladies and gentlemen, right now there are almost 8,000 people in the building, and I need every one of you.
And
So it does look like his night is done. He is heading right to the bench.
definitely a shoulder injury.
10% every time he's on the floor on a boy. Ladies and gentlemen, right now,
I'm definitely no doctor, but looks like a dislocation or a separation for sure, Kevin. You just don't know what degree, and you hope for the rookie's sake it's not that serious. The rush, that's a big blow on that left side because, of course, Corey Small's out for the season, and now you have Lowen, but they do have Alex Turner, who likely would come in next week if Lowen is out any significant time, but that means you'll see a lot more of Greer and Matthews the rest of this game on that left side. Lefties who, if for our viewers, basically on the right side of the floor, but they're all left shots. Well, Vancouver possession, 7-6 with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Lincoln stripped, ball's loose, and Kyle Rubish again creates a turnover. So strong and quick with his stick to get on the hands of offensive guys.
And these are single-handedly he's turning these over. He's not, picking things off, and it's a matter of error. He's just taking it all himself and stripping guys.
Church to Matthews. Matthews down low to Knight. Knight back to Conway. Conway's pass. Matthews can't retrieve it. Shot clock violation as the Stealth control it. Quickly through the middle of the floors, Beers to Smith. Smith back to Digby. It's lost. Now he bounces. It's a race for it in the corner. Cornwall tries to box him out. And big Digby comes in to pick it up. Shock, now he's stripped again by Midsky. It's a battle in the corner. And Cornwall, that rush defense, they're like dogs on a bone on that ball constantly. That was a good battle. Cornwall brings it up the floor. Rush down now to 2 lefties in this game, Kevin, so you're going to see some offensive guys, defensive guys have to come out for a few sets. Now Church wide open, shoots, scores! On a great pass from Jared Davis and Robert Church. Another stalwart rookie gets his second straight, and we're tied at 7.
Good two-man game up at the top, and the seat just parted for Church. I think he was pretty shocked at how much room he had, but just a little bit of a slip pick, goes right to the net, gets that ball back from Jared Davis, and makes no mistake, putting 3 hard fakes on Tyler Richards, getting him dancing and topping that to tie the game at 7.
And off the draw, it will be Stealth possession. When we return, we are tied at 7. It's been a close game all the way through. Looks like it'll continue that for the final 19 minutes here on the Lacrosse Network. You're watching the NLL.
The best way to enjoy the great moments of the NLL weekend is to catch the top 10 plays exclusively from the Lacrosse Network every Wednesday following the weekend's action. Visit youtube.com/TLN to see if your favorite play made the cut. If you see that play that's a top 10 worthy, tweet about it at Lacrosse Network. That's at Lacrosse Network, and include hashtag NLL Top 10.
4:05 to go in the third quarter, tied at 7. Dutch with 8 seconds in the shot clock. Errant pass goes to the boards. Lincoln battling. Ball still loose. Rubish falls. It's underneath him. Smith fighting for it, and that'll be a shot clock violation.
30-second shot clock violation, Vancouver. It's Edmonton rush ball, Rush Nation.
And Matthews has it at center to Conway. Once again, if you're just joining us, Riley Lowen suffered a shoulder injury 4 minutes ago, done for the night. Church to Matthews, working on Hodgson. Gets it back to Greer. Misses it, Conway gets it. Conway, 4 seconds in the shot clock, and he'll just take a long shot. And Richards able to hold on with Matthews right on the doorstep. And now Matthews and Beers behind the play, engaged once again. Reese Dutch down the left side, Thompson on him. Dutch across the floor looking for Smith for the quick stick. Missed it, and now Cornwall comes up with it. Cornwall stripped, but it goes. That's a handball. And so it will be Rush possession. You can't touch the ball with your hand in lacrosse as an offensive or defensive player, at least purposely. Greer back to Matthews. Greer outside of Knight, down low to Davis, through the middle. Davis can't get a step on him. They go high to Matthews in the corner. Matthews across the floor and just put wide of the net by Knight, just out of his reach. Didn't get enough mustard on it. And Gaich one hands it back to Grimes as he trots through center. Bucktooth off the bench. Comes the NLL's best rookie so far this year. That's Digby down and low. Right on the crease is Dutch. And we'll see Derek Keenan reaching for the flag. We'll see if he's going to challenge this one. Reese Dutch was right on the crease. And if hard to tell from that angle if he's in or not.
Looks like he was airborne and that ball went cleanly in.
Yeah, that's a goal, definitely. Good non-challenge by the Rush coach, and the Stealth lead 8-7.
Great individual effort by Reese Dutch, driving hard. Such a tough play to make. Highly, highly skilled player, Reese Dutch, and he buries that one far side around Aaron Bold.
And the rookie Digby gets another point. He is now up to 39 on the season.
Manages to get the ball over the goal line before any
Bucktooth down low to Smith.
that's considered a goal.
Smith hammered into the boards. Rubish right on him again, creates another turnover, and here comes Cornwall. Running the floor with Corbeil. Cornwall. And he'll spin off the side as the Stealth defenders got back quickly. Rush are looking for Greer and Matthews to get going. They only got one goal between the two of them. Greer fires, and Richards makes the left leg save, and Hodgson controls it. Zipping across center, a minute 16 to go. Down low to the big man, Digby back. Hodgson, long shot, whistled wide. Bold gets out of his net easily. Now he'll control it. Lintz with all sorts of time. He'll get across center. Leave it for Greer. Coming on late is Church. Church has the hot stick. Now Greer with a step coming in, and it's stopped by Richards. Greer grabs the rebound. Back to Church, who's got a pair of goals in this quarter. They reset the shot clock. Matthews on the boards, one-on-one. Working on Beers. Matthews, sharp angle, put it over the net. And then Greer, hit from behind. Knight battling for the loose ball, comes up with it. Can't control it. It's in behind the net, down to 7 seconds. There's a pile-up. And we've got a loose ball push, so the Rush will have final possession, and Bold's going to come to the bench.
You see the Rush bench waving, trying to get Aaron Bold's attention.
So it'll be 6-on-5 for the Rush. 24.9 seconds to go, and they will slow it down. What's interesting here, Kevin, is they've only got 2 lefties, so they got to go with 4 righties and 2 lefties on the floor. Definitely changes your look. No, Church will hold it. We're down to 8 seconds, and they start moving. Church, Greer, walking in, stop. Richards has some time. He'll let it go, and he bounces it over the net. That is such a tough shot to make for anybody. All the way down the floor. You got to be accurate, and then you got to get the bounce perfect so it'll go in. And the Stealth outscore the Rush in that quarter, 4-3. They lead 8-7 with 15 minutes remaining. Rush trying to stay perfect to become the only team in NLL history to start the regular season 9-0. Don't go away. We'll find out if they do it next on the Lacrosse Network. You're watching the National Lacrosse League. The third quarter. Remind you, the Rush next home game is next Friday when they host the Bandits. Game time 7:30. You can get tickets at edmontonrush.com. Garrison and Thompson set to go. Rush going from broadcast left to right. The Stealth had only 6 shots in the third quarter, but they got 4 goals. They lead 8-7. Rush had 12. They scored 3. Thompson in a maze. shovel it back to Corbeil. Rush also lost forward Riley Lowen to a shoulder injury. He's done for the night. So down to 2 lefty forwards. Conway, a long shot. Richards, easy stop. And he'll push it the other way to Molesky. No power plays in that quarter. Only 4 thus far in the game. 3 for Vancouver, 1 for Edmonton. Digby, little quick pass shot, stop. Dilks and Dutch now battle for the loose ball. Lintz comes in, tries to pick it up. Shot clock, long shot. Bull just lets it go, and that will be rush possession. LaFontaine crosses center. Davis has a lane. Davis walking in, fires, rebound. Mitski couldn't control it. Oh, they're going to say his foot was in the crease, so it will be stealth possession. And Bucktooth back to Dutch, outside the line. Winding up shot. They're going to say that was in. Wow. What a bullet. That came in and out that fast. It looked like it hit the crossbar. Derek Keenan reaching for the flag. He wants to see a replay. I think everybody in the building does. And now the challenge flag is out. And here's the replay. Dutch. Oh, that one won't show anything. We'll see. Did it cross the line? That was a absolute laser beam from Reese Dutch from long range. He scored earlier tonight.
Right. For those of you who are new to the game, the coaches are given a flag at the beginning of the game by the referees.
And
if they
challenge flag is out, and we will see. Todd LeBranch looking.
So here we go. That's from 8,000 referees.
Dutch just inside the line. Ooh, that looks like it's bar, but didn't see the net ripple. Keep in mind, now here's a better angle. No, that's not a goal. It went off both posts and out. So that goal, based on that replay we just saw, will not count, and it will be a rush possession. But what an absolute cannon of a shot by Reese Dutch. No goal, and it should be Vancouver possession, actually, not Edmonton, because that ball would have ricocheted all the way back down the floor. Or they're going to have a face-off. So you can't guess if Edmonton would have got the ball or not, so it will be a face-off. So we don't see this very often in lacrosse, outside after goals, but after the review. So now Garrison and Thompson will go. And it is rush possession. Church in the neutral zone, backpedaling to the far side. Conway on the boards to Davis. Back high to Greer. Back to Davis now. Down to 5 seconds. He's stripped. Rush offense. The stealth defense has done a great job of keeping it to the outside. We'll see if the Rush are going to want to try to push it into the down low on some cutters here in the final 12 minutes of this game, trailing 8-7. Bucktooth with his 11th earlier tonight. Lincoln has his first of the season. Backpedaling down the right side, a shot, bold, rebound. Dilks hustles to get it, and he shovels it quickly ahead. Running down the far side, Rush have a 3-on-2. Knight into the middle of the floor. Knight put himself in a bad shooting position. Couldn't shoot it, dumps it back to Church. To Matthews. Matthews back to Church, waited, he pushed it wide to the far side. Knight gets the rebound. Conway comes on late. Now in front, Greer with the spin around backhand, and he fired that one wide. And the Stealth have it. Petrel at center. Leaves it Digby flips it to Bucktooth. Smith and Mitski battling hard in front of the net. There's a shot. Weak one, and Rubish does a great job of walking the line to not get a crease violation, and back comes Mitski. Mitski to Matthews, and he was in a great shooting lane and elected to pass it to LaFontaine. Mitski now off the boards, a nice effort and stop as Tyler Richards continues to stand tall. What a great pass to Garrison, threading the needle, Garrison in. There's going to be a crease violation. Yes, it is. Rush were hoping for goalie interference. I didn't think it was. Good non-call. And whistle back in. 11:20 to go. 8-7 Vancouver leading. These two teams, defense reigned the first time, 9-8. Looks like that way again tonight. Church shooting, and Richards down, makes the save just over the left knee. Long bomb pass. Now they're looking for a quick break. Dutch has it go off his pocket into the corner. Dutch comes out, spins, shoots, and Bold, nice challenge to make that save, and they headman it to LaFontaine at center. Rush wearing the blue jerseys if you're just joining us. LaFontaine to Conway. Shots 40-35 Vancouver. Conway down low, and Greer stopped by Richards, and that one goes out of play. And Tyler Richards continues to stand tall. Off the inbound, Matthews low in the slot trying to get free. Matthews, and he's stripped by Gaich. And the veteran controls it to center. Ten minutes to go in the game. 8-7 Vancouver. Shot, easy stop by Bold from Bremner right down low. And Bold headmans it to center to Davis. Davis has got Matthews coming off the bench. Matthews, and he is rocked. And looks like he hurt his knee, and he'll head directly to the bench. Rush can't afford another injury to a lefty. And Matthews is in all sorts of pain on the Rush bench. And now Greer takes the slash. Conway, 2 seconds, fire, scores! Corey Conway rips one from long range to tie this game at 8.
Corey Conway showing off that big, heavy shot. Very quiet night for him, and he lets one fly from the outside over the shoulder of Tyler Richards as the shot clock expires to tie this game at 8.
And Mark Matthews, he's going to the locker room. So the Rush are down to one lefty. Tough night for the Rush. Mitski's got it off the break. LaFontaine, and he missed the pass that was behind him. And it goes off the boards. Mitski controls it. And he's hammered to the floor, and the Stealth have it. Weiss to Grimes. Digsby. 9 minutes to go. We're tied at 8. And if the Rush win this one, it's going to be a team effort down a few forwards. Both lefties. Loose ball, and Billick has it. Billick now with Dutch behind him. Billick racing the floor, and then Dutch, great job to recover. Jars it loose. No shot. Billick gets it off the boards. Bounce pass to Church. Off the board. Cornwall rips it off the post. And the Rush now have Corbeil and Cornwall playing forward. Greer to Corbeil. Back to Church. To Corbeil. Long shot, Richards, the stop. Gaich has it. Headmans it. Dutch got a breakaway. Dutch, and he's caught from behind. From his knees, he gets a shot away. What an effort by Reese Dutch as we go end to end in Edmonton. And now Dutch gets up, laboring, looking like maybe he might have tweaked his ankle. Rush on a real short bench. They're down to 14 runners. This could be a battle of attrition now. Conway in the middle of the floor to Davis. Pass, and that goes off a foot. Greer takes it off the boards. Greer, and he'll just roll it into the corner. When we come back, we're going to talk about the injuries and how much of a challenge this final 7:45 is going to be for the Rush against the very energetic Stealth team. We are tied at 8 with 7:45 to go. It's the National Lacrosse League on the home of the NLL, the Lacrosse Network.
The Vancouver Stealth return home on Friday, March 21st to host the Calgary Roughnecks. Game time at Langley Event Center is 8 p.m. For tickets, visit stealthlax.com.
Jason Gregor, Kevin Howard with you. Shots 41-39 in favor of the Stealth. We're tied at 8. A barn burner here as the Rush try to stay perfect, and now Matthews is back. Went to the room. So that's a huge addition for the Rush. We'll see how healthy he is. Digby back to Bucktooth. Long shot, bold slide, save with the shoulder. Rebound controlled by the Rush, and they're going to run it. Rubish. Across the line, Rubish doesn't force the shot. And Matthews is out there, and he is laboring. You can see it, favoring his right leg. Davis. Conway. Davis to Matthews. Sings it across, they score! Matthews to Conway, and they lead 9-8.
What a wicked pass by Matthews. Of course, you see him laboring, a little weak on that right leg, but he waits, fakes the big shot, and a real hard pass down to Conway. One times it from the corner, and Richards can't slide across quick enough to get an arm on it. The Rush take the lead.
What a gutsy effort here by the Rush, and Corey Conway was his 10th, and they've got the lead. Lots of time left though, 6:51. Reese Dutch. Up high on LaFontaine through the middle, and then he hits, shoots, and Bold makes the save. Oh, Greer was cutting for the net, but here come the Rush, 3-on-2. Down low, LaFontaine, sharp angle shot, stopped, and Beers gobbles up the rebound, and the Stealth, now they'll run the other way. Bremner with some speed across the line with Grimes. Bremner waiting, firing, Bold, and the rebound, Smith just couldn't control it as it goes off the end of his stick into the corner. Now Smith stays with it, dumps it back, and the Stealth will slow it down. 6 minutes remaining, 9-8, Rush leading. Lincoln off the boards, down low, Bigsby, Wade shoots, and that one, a riser off the glass and ricochets back. I think Bold, wow, I thought Bold got a piece of it, but they're going to say no, so it'll be Rush possession. Matthews. Back, Greer, over his stick, he'll have to hustle back. Knight gets to it. Defender falls, now it's going to be a 4-on-4, down low, Greer, across the floor, Church shoots, scores! Robert Church rips it home, short side, hat trick goal, and the Rush lead 10-8.
Number 17 using that big body on defense as a screen and just shooting it around. Good penetration by this team, by this Edmonton Rush offense. Guys are cutting hard to the middle and then popping it back to the outside and creating those chances. Big hard shots from the outside, and Richards didn't have much of a chance as that shot was through one of their defenders.
What are we waiting for? Oh, we got Richards getting his equipment tended to. He's got his helmet off, his gloves off, the stick down.
It looks like a partition of the glass has fallen off as well.
Okay, yeah. What a turn of events here, Kevin. When Mark Matthews, they lost Riley Lowen in this quarter. Then they had Mark Matthews go down. He's clearly laboring. He goes to the dressing room. I don't know what he gets looked at. Comes back a few minutes later. Corey Conway ties it up with 1 second to go on the shot clock. And then Matthews has come out and in 2 consecutive possessions has helped his team get 2 goals with Robert Church finishing it off.
Well, that's been the strength of this Edmonton Rush team, is their depth. And of course, you take away some of their leading, well, their producing guys like Riley Lohan and Mark Matthews. Temporarily goes off. Looks like maybe it was just only a Charlie horse shaking it off now. Of course, he'll feel that later, I'm sure. But you have Zach Greer coming into this game with 12 goals. You have Mark Matthews with the 16. You have Curtis Knight with 16. Riley Lohan with 11. Jarrett Davis with 8. I mean, it's very spread out. Corey Conway coming in with 8. Of course, he's got 2 on the night, 2 big goals, 2 of the last 3. So, I mean, you have 6 players, 7 players in double digits, and that's huge. So when 1 or 2 guys go down, they can pick it up right where they left off. Of course, having so few lefties makes it tough. So having Matthews back, not only being such a great skill guy, but being a lefty is huge for this Edmonton Rush offense.
So the Rexall crew out fixes that partition and play resumes. 5:29 to go, which is lots of time in lacrosse. Rush leading the Stealth 10-8. Once again on the out-of-town scoreboard, Minnesota and Philly lose to Buffalo and Rochester respectively, and Colorado leading Calgary 6-5 in a low-scoring affair early in the 4th quarter in Calgary. And off the face-off, controlled by the Stealth. Gaich. And expect to see a lot of Reese Dutch and Tyler Digby in this 4th quarter. Final few minutes. Now Rubish, another strip, and Thompson has some room down the left side. Thompson across the line, and he won't force it. Look for the Rush to try to use all the 30 seconds in every possession now, under 5 minutes to go. Church comes on late, being the hot stick in the second half with 3 goals. Church tonight. Circling through the middle, Knight waits, shoots, and Richards makes the shoulder stop. Church, rebound. Lucy had it, drops it. Now Richards able to scoop it up. And he'll headman it to Garrison. Lintz comes on him, Garrison back to Smith. Been a really quiet night tonight for Cliff Smith. Came in with 14 goals. Only 1 point so far. There's a long shot. Bold makes the stop. Asks for time to fetch it out of his knee pad. And when we return, 4:10 to go. Final timeout. The Rush looking to go 9-0 and set a new NLL record for best start in league history. We'll see if they can do it next on the Lacrosse Network.
Our game and the game in Colorado will wrap up the weekend's NLL action. Join us again next weekend here on the Lacrosse Network. Live exclusive coverage starts on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern as the Rush head south to battle the Calgary Roughnecks at the Scotiabank Saddledome.
4:10 remaining. Rush leading the Stealth 10-8. With possession, they bring it up. The alternate captain, Jared Davis, with Greer, Matthews, Conway, and Knight on the floor. Matthews to Conway. In front, Knight just missed it. Now loose ball into the corner. Matthews kicks it, and it goes to Greer. In front, and Knight was wide open, and he couldn't hold on. And now it's picked up by Grimes. Grimes with Molesky. Grimes fires off the goalpost. We have seen a lot of goalposts tonight on both ends. And here's Beers. The Dutch, under 3.5 minutes. Bigsby waiting, cross, firing, bounce shot. Bold has it. And it's once again up in his knee pads. And he holds on, and here comes LaFontaine. LaFontaine to Conway. Conway to Greer. To Matthews. Knight to Conway. Conway to Greer. Shot. Richards stopped. Rebound. It's loose. They battle for it. And Church keeps it onside only momentarily, and the Stealth have it. They'll bring it to center. There's Geich down the right side. Walking in shot. Bold. Rebound into the corner. Dilks hammering on it up against Digsby. Ball's loose. Now Dilks comes up with it, has it, and he'll pick it up and run away. Dilks with 2.5 minutes to go. Off to Billick. To Conway. To Greer. Leaves it for Knight. Davis back to Knight. Shot clock at 8. Greer waiting. And he won't risk it. He'll just roll it into the corner. We have exactly 2 minutes to go. 10-8, Rush leading. And Richards will go. We'll have extra attacker on now for Vancouver. Bremner, Smith, Dutch, Bucktooth, Digby, and Lincoln. Dutch, Digby, shot, blocked, and it rolls harmlessly. They got an empty net, and they won't force it as Richards is able to hustle back into between the pipes. Rubish, salt on him. Rubish will just shovel it to Conway with 1:25 to go. Shot clock at 16, down low to Church. Church, waiting, spinning on Beers. Church trying to bowl his way in. Great switch, Geich jars it loose. What a defensive set there by the Stealth. And they'll headman it, and Richards will make the long run again. 1:03 to go. Salt, shot, scores! Mike Grimes in one motion just bounces it through Bold with 1 minute to go. It's a 1-goal game.
And Mike Grimes running the floor in numbers, Salt finding him, and just an unorthodox sidearm one-timer on his strong side, but he bounces that far side, beating Bold. I don't think Aaron Bold was expecting that shot, but pull within one with exactly 1 minute to play.
Crucial face-off here. Thompson and Garrison. And Garrison wins it back, and the Stealth have it. And Richards will make the run again. They're going to call timeout. Will the Stealth with 47.7 seconds to go. They'll set up the extra attacker and go to tie this game.
Now Jimmy Quinlan has to be very confident with, he's going to get the right 5 guys out right now. Maybe Jeremy Thompson won't be a part of that group, as he would have been out there for the face-off, but very comforting in taking a look at the 5 guys that he's putting out there. And of course Aaron Bold played fairly well tonight, but man, there's been a lot of posts on both sides, and we're in for a great finish.
$8,500 fans in attendance tonight. They're all on their feet. 47.7 seconds to go. Stealth, of course, will bring out Digby and Dutch to be the main guys. You'll see Smith, Bucktooth, Lincoln, Bremner. We got Digby, Dutch, and Lincoln will bring it up the floor. Rush, of course, with Dilks, Mitski, Rubish, Corbeil.
Ladies and gentlemen, please do not throw anything onto the floor. We do not need the penalty.
And Cornwall, the 5th defender. They pass it in front, shot, rebound, backhander, what a save by Aaron Bold. Ball's loose. 30 seconds to go. Ball still in the corner. There's a big hit. Cornwall crushes Bremner. That's going to be a loose ball push, so the Stealth with 28.8 seconds to go, they'll reset. And basically this will now be the final possession down to 28. Lincoln, Dutch, long shot, well wide. It bounces over. Corbeil's going to get to it. Corbeil looking for the empty net. Oh, and he stopped. Wow, 14 seconds to go. Ball still loose. Stealth have it. They got a shot. Here comes Grimes to Bremner. And he's Weak effort, goes to the floor, and now Cornwall fires at the length, and the Edmonton Rush are the first team in NLL history to start a season 9-0 with a heart-pounding 10-9 victory over the Stealth.
Interesting decision at the end there for Corbeil to go for that shot. He could have just picked up that loose ball, tucked it in, called the timeout, spread the floor, and took this one home. Instead, made their defense stand tall again like they have all game and shut them down, only limiting this high-powered Stealth offense to 9 goals. And the Rush offense gets in double digits again, and they get the job done.
Outstanding game tonight. The Stealth, one of their best performances of the season that results in a loss, Kevin. They got to be happy with everything other than the outcome tonight. Outshot the Rush 51-43. 10-9 loss for the Stealth, and they dropped to 3-8. The Rush improved to 9-0, and they will take on the Calgary Roughnecks next weekend, and then Buffalo. Rush headed into a real tough part of their schedule. You got Calgary, Buffalo, then they have a back-to-back game in Toronto in Rochester on Saturday night, and then they play the next afternoon at 2 games in less than 24 hours, something that I don't think should happen in any league. Kevin, I'm sure as a former player, you would agree that's pretty taxing on guys. Back-to-back's tough enough. Back-to-back in 20 hours is excruciatingly tough.
It is pretty tough, and it isn't so tough now that most of this team is based out of the West. Back when it used to be, half or 2/3 of the Edmonton Rush team was based out of the East, so it wasn't so bad. It was more of a home and home for them, so they don't have to travel so much. But yeah, it does take its toll on the body, and especially against two great teams such as those. But this Edmonton Rush team has definitely proved they are the team to beat in this league, and I don't think they should be afraid of anyone. Coming into a tougher part of their schedule, yes, but man, everyone needs to be looking at them and saying, oh man, whatever they are doing, it's all sorts of right, because they are putting it together. 9 straight is unheard of, and of course they set the record here tonight.
The Edmonton Rush, we'll get to the 3 stars in a few minutes. But shots once again, 51-43 for the Stealth. Power plays, not many. There was not a power play in the second half. Very clean game, very fast-paced game. The Stealth 0 for 3 on the man advantage. The Rush 0 for 1. Leading the way for the Stealth. Digby had a goal and 3 assists for a 4-point night. Meanwhile, for Edmonton, Robert Church, 3 goals and an assist. Davis, a goal and 3 assists. Same with Mark Matthews. Chris Corbeil and Corey Conway add a pair tonight for the Edmonton Rush, as they find different ways to win, Kevin.
They do, and of course, well, it all starts with the defense, and they really put it all together. I mean, getting to the stars here tonight, Tyler Richards, the goalie. These 3 stars were picked by Scott Zer, the beat writer for the NLL.com, who follows the Edmonton Rush. He chooses Tyler Richards, the goalie for the Vancouver Stealth. Stood tall, came up against 43 shots. Great defensive effort tonight by this Vancouver team, again slowing down this Edmonton Rush defense, but their depth, or this Rush offense, but their depth was just too much for them to handle. The second star, Aaron Bold, and of course I think anytime Aaron Bold is made to be a star, I think that's hats off to the entire Rush defense. He did see 51 shots. They were getting outshot early and often, and he was left alone point blank to make some really good saves and keep it tight early. He did have some earlier saves as the game went on, but spectacular saves. And again, getting back to Richards, he stood on his head for some of those stops, so very well deserving that 3rd star. And the 1st star tonight goes to the Edmonton Rush, number 17, Robert Church. A hat trick, 3 goals, 1 assist. He did it all. He's one of those kind of unsung, very quiet guys. There isn't too many guys in this Rush offense who get too much accolades except for Mark Matthews. Everyone else just seems to chip in, do their part, get it done. Corey Conway had a pair. Church had the 3. Zach Greer had a handful of apples tonight, but he wasn't shooting the ball well. But one thing in a slump, just keep shooting, and you'll get it back. But Church gets the job done and earns the first star honors.
So the Edmonton Rush, first team in NLL history to start a season 9-0. They do it in a very tight one tonight, 10-9 over Vancouver. Out of town scoreboard once again sees Buffalo improve to 7-2 with the 12-9 victory over Minnesota, and Rochester keeps pace. They are 7-3 after a 13-8 victory over Philadelphia. Late in the fourth quarter with 1:40 to go, Colorado leading Calgary 9-7, which would put Colorado 2 wins up on the Vancouver Stealth in the race in the West. And Calgary would drop their record, would of course, if they lose, would go to 6-4 and give the Rush a 6-point bulge over the Roughnecks, who they will face next weekend in Calgary. On behalf of our on-site engineer, Troy Bowler, the Roughnecks have just made it a 9-8 game. You can check that out at NLL.com or watch it on TSN2 in Canada. On behalf of our on-site engineer, Troy Bowler, my color man, Kevin Howard, I'm Jason Gregor saying good night from Edmonton, a record-breaking night for the Edmonton Rush. They win 10-9.